This is an old HP laptop with pretty weak performance. It has first generation of Intel Core i3 CPU and 2 gigs of RAM. It has a few damages, and at the first look it doesn't promise really much. Hey, what is up guys, I'm Andrew, and in this video I'm going to turn this weak performance laptop into a gaming laptop that can run latest and high graphics games. How I said before, this is a pretty old and weak performance HP Probook laptop with 4th generation of Intel Core i3 370M CPU, 2 gigs of RAM, and this laptop has a 1st generation of Intel HD graphics. But also, this laptop is coming without battery and without hard disk. And this laptop has a broken display and some noticeable scratches. However, no matter how bad is looking this laptop, in this video I will go a little bit beyond the limits and I will make this laptop functional again. First, I will going to start with the display. The 14-inch brand new displays sometimes may come with high price, but because I want to save some money, I've decided to go with replacement used display. This is not original display, even the brand is unknown, but it's pretty cheap and great for the value. Actually got it for about $14 US. Before I mount the display on the laptop, first I will start with cleaning. To clean the display, I will going to use 70% alcohol, few cleaning cloths and soft brush. If you're going to clean some display, then be very careful and never put any liquid at the edges, because the display's edges are the most sensitive place. And if the liquid goes there, then you may damage the entire display. Now I will going to remove the old and broken display from the laptop and I will mount this, let's say, a new display. Changing the display on this HP laptop isn't complicated at all. First, I will going to remove the screws on the front side and then I will going to remove the front frame. Now from the inside, the display is fixed with 4 additional screws, which are placed on the metal holder. Now, carefully I will going to disconnect the flex cable from the display. Okay, now I will going to mount the new display. Over the flex cable, I will going to stick a paper tape. I done this because I need to isolate the flex cable. Now, before I assemble the front side, first I will test the new display. Great, it seems everything is fine, and now I can fully assemble the front side. After I change the display, it's time to make some upgrades. Now, on this laptop, I will going to upgrade the CPU. From Intel Core i3 370M, I will upgrade to Intel Core i5 450M. Also, I will going to upgrade the RAM. From 2 gigs, I will go to 8 gigs. And instead using hard disk, I will go with SSD. Okay? Now, after I change the CPU, I will going to apply a thermal paste. Before I place the cooling, first I clean it. I clean the cooling pipe from the old thermal paste, and I clean the cooling fan from the dust. And now I can fully assemble this laptop. Now, before I continue with final modifications, I clean the laptop from the outside. The laptop case and the keyboard. So, now let's move on the final modification. The back case on the laptop has a pretty visible and deep scratches, and one small damage. And the only way to fix this is to stick some vinyl over the case. As vinyl, I'm going to use thick and quality 3D carbon vinyl, which mostly is used on cars or motorbikes. This vinyl actually will cover all the scratches on the case, but also will protect the back case. And this is how this laptop is looking with carbon vinyl. These scratches are gone and this laptop is looking better than before. Now, after everything is done, I will continue with installing and set up the Windows 10 and making the final tests. Basically, this laptop is working pretty well. It's pretty fast and everything is fully functional. But because I want to get more from this laptop, I've decided to go a little bit beyond the limits. On this laptop, I will going to set up eGPU, I mean desktop GPU connected to laptop. And this is my very simple eGPU setup. This eGPU is made from EXP GDC dock. The connection to this laptop will go over the express card. The power supply is 550 watts and the GPU is NVIDIA GTX 960 with 4 gigs of video memory. And this is my very simple eGPU case, which I made it from corner aluminum rails. In this video, I'm going to show you the basics. I mean, how do I set up the eGPU on this laptop? But if you want full guide, then you can check the description of this video. In the description, I will provide all links, including the link from the EXP GDC dock. Let's connect the eGPU and continue with setup. Okay, I'm going to start this laptop and I got black screen. In some cases, this is usual issue, and in this case, during the setup, I will need to use external monitor. But however, later I'm going to fix this issue. After I boot in Windows, at first the eGPU was not recognized, and when I checked the device manager, I saw that some drivers are missing. These drivers actually are for the express card, and without these drivers I cannot set up the eGPU. But in this case, there's another problem on my way. These drivers are not available on the official website, and even they're not available in Windows database. So, in this case, I need to find the drivers manually using the hardware ID. However, after some time of searching, I found the drivers that I need. But in this case, I'm going to use combination from HP and Dell drivers to make the express card working. Now, after install the express card drivers, first I will reboot the Windows, and then we're gonna continue with installing the NVIDIA drivers. Now, after reboot, first I'm going to download the NVIDIA drivers for the GTX 960. And these drivers I'm going to download from the official NVIDIA website. Now, after I download the NVIDIA driver, first I'm going to open the driver. I mean, I will start the installation, because I need to extract the driver. Now, first I will copy the driver to desktop and I will cancel the installation. Before installing the NVIDIA drivers, first I will going to make one small modification. With this modification, I can use the internal display on the laptop, instead using external monitor. Now I will navigate to NVIDIA folder and International folder. In International folder, I will search for NVMe. Okay. Now I'm going to open this file in Notepad. In the NVMe, first I will go to section NVIDIA devices NT-IMD64. Now in this section, I'm going to add my GPU ID. First, I'm going to create a new row. And now I will copy this NVIDIA device code and I will paste it in a new row. Okay, now I will go in Device Manager and I will copy my GPU ID and I will paste it after the section number. Now this number in NVIDIA device code, I will replace it with my GPU ID number. The next step is to change the section number. Now I will scroll down to check what is the last section number. The last number is 206, so I need to set my section number to be 207. Now, as final step here, I will need to copy the NVIDIA device code and I will go to Strings. The string section should be somewhere at the end. So here we are. Now, at the end of the string list, I will paste the NVIDIA device code with my GPU ID. And I'm going to add my GPU model. Now I'm going to save the changes and I will going to install the NVIDIA drivers. After install the NVIDIA drivers and reboot the computer, the GPU start working. But now, sometimes the GPU is disconnecting by itself and shows error code 12. So this started to annoy me and I had to find some solution. To fix the error code 12, I will going to use one small software, call it Do-It-Yourself eGPU, and I will going to create custom DSDT in Windows. I'm going to be short here because this step takes more time, but it's not complicated to do it, even if you have no experience. Actually, this is my second time to follow this guide and use this software. Basically, all steps are simple. I mean, everything is previously done. And in this case, I just need to copy and paste files and copy and paste commands in CMD. However, in the description below the video, I will place link with detailed guide, in case if you need. And finally, I got this laptop fully working with connected eGPU. Without the eGPU, this laptop is pretty fast, and it's great for all basic daily tasks. It's great for web browsing, using social media, it's great for watching movies, working with documents, and all other basics. With eGPU, this laptop is a different story. Using the eGPU, I can play games, I can watch videos in high resolution like 2K or even 4K. I can use apps like Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, and even I can use Adobe Premiere for video editing. Now let's move on the gaming performance. The first game that I play is the Serious Sam 3. This game has a mid-specs requirements, but definitely I cannot play this game using a 3rd generation Intel HD graphics. But with eGPU, the gaming is going pretty well. Sometimes I can feel small frame drops, but generally the game is running with about 40 to 60 FPS. Because the Serious Sam 3 is a mid-range game, an older game, I've decided to go with something newer, like Metro Exodus. The Metro Exodus is released in 2019, and this game has a pretty high system requirements, like Intel Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM, and NVIDIA GTX 670 or newer. However, I played this game on this laptop and the game is running well, but I used all minimum settings. I have to go with minimum settings because this laptop has an older Intel i5 CPU, and simply this CPU is not good enough to run this game on higher settings. During the gameplay, I feel frame drops, but generally the game is going with about 20 to 34 FPS, so the game is fully playable. Also, if this laptop has some newer and better CPU, then I can go with some better GPU, like AMD RX 580 or some NVIDIA 10 series, or maybe something newer. But in this case, the GTX 960 shows the best results. Even if I go with better GPU, then I will have higher bottleneck, and simply I cannot get some higher performance. Well, this is all about this laptop. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope this video will give some new ideas and inspiration. Also, if you want to support me to grow this channel, you can press the subscribe button. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.